Welcome everyone, this is your teacher Julian Marin, and we're going to analyze Martes de Prueba number 4 for 9th grade, specifically in the English section. So for that, we're going to start presenting right now so we can focus in the specific task. Very good. So here we are. Again, this is the text. Here we are. This is a specific task in which we not only going to be exercising our reading comprehension, but we need to complete a text with the most appropriate concept, the most appropriate word, given different characteristics or different elements of the text. So we need to make that decision. Many times we will feel that the options that are provided are very similar and they all somehow work, and that is true. For instance, it could work from a grammatical perspective, but it wouldn't work from a pragmatical perspective, meaning that grammatically it will be correct, but not to the context would be the best option. So we're going to see that in practice. Let's start by the first line, which includes question 21. And it's actually the word that completes this question. So we start by saying, where have the containers? And then we have options A, departed, B, escaped, C, gone, and D, moved. In this case, the correct answer is gone. Where have they gone? This is the most natural option to use. It's going to sound natural. When we say departed, yes, it could work, as I was mentioning, grammatically, it could work. Escaped could work grammatically. Moved also, but the connotation, the meaning will be different from where have they gone, have disappeared, right? So let's continue with the text. Many, and this answers the question, many are in inland depots. Others are piled up in cargo ports, and the rest are on onboard vessels. This is very important. Let's underline this word because we're going to use it later. It's going to be important for another question, especially on trans-Pacific lines. To grasp why the containers are where, question 22, the correct answer will be where they are, right? So to grasp why the containers are where they are, it's consistent, not with where them are, where you, him, of course, we will cancel you and him immediately because we're not talking about first person, second person, right? We're talking about they, right? And cancel them too. It's important to first understand the domino effect that has led to the present situation. Let's start at the beginning. So over here, we are anticipating that we're going to be talking in past tense, talking about events that happened in the past. Let's continue with the second paragraph, which contains question number 23. As the pandemic spread out from its Asian epicenter, countries implemented lockdowns, halting economic movements and production. Many factories closed temporarily, causing large numbers of containers to be stopped at ports. To stabilize costs and the erosion of ocean rates, carriers reduced the number of options: vessels, B, catamaran, C, canoes, and D, boats. So essentially, the options that are presented are different types of ships. Different types of ships. The correct answer is vessels because first is the word that we have been using in the text, and is the one that describes specifically the type of ship that carries these containers. So, reduce the number of vessels out at sea. Not only did this put the brakes on import and export, but it also meant empty containers were not picked up. Let's continue with paragraph number 3, which starts with question 24. It says, then a scenario developed. So let's evaluate the options. An only scenario, we can cancel only because we're using a, and remember that after a, we're not going to use a consonant. A consonant, we're not going to use, in this case, a consonant sound. Okay, we're talking about sounds because this is a matter of phonetics. Okay, so we cancel a only. No, it would be an only. A solo, okay, from that perspective could work, but is not the correct answer. The correct answer is unique, because the sound, even though it starts with a vowel, the sound is a U sound. A U, unique. So it's not vowel, it's U as in Y, right? So it's a consonant sound. So a unique scenario developed, first from the phonetic perspective and then from the semantic perspective. Why not isolated scenario? Because when we say isolated, it refers that it is apart from others, right? In this case, it's unique because it's very particular because of what happened with the pandemic. So the option will be B, unique, okay? Not isolated, not solo, not only. Then a unique scenario developed. Asia, being the first hit by the pandemic, was also the first to recover. So while China resumed exports earlier than the rest of the world, other nations were and still are dealing with restrictions, a reduced workforce, and minimal production. So with that, we finish with paragraph 3 and question 24. Then remains the longer paragraph, which holds question 25. A consequence of this is that almost all the remaining containers in Asia headed, we continue speaking in past tense, this is important, headed out to Europe and North America. But those containers, we're talking about those containers, come back quickly enough. So what goes in this 25? Were not come back? No, it doesn't sound natural. Will not? No, because we're not talking future. Cancel A and B. Do not talking present. We're talking past. Did not come back quickly enough. And notice that come back is in simple present, which means that the previous verb should be in simple past, which is right here, did. Massive workforce disruptions due to the coronavirus restrictions in North America affected not only ports but cargo depots across the country, as well as inland transport lanes. Without adequate staffing, containers started to pile up. As borders tightened, customs became more complicated to clear as well, worsening congestion. In addition, there were rapid shifts in trade line demands that were challenging for carriers to adapt to. So with this, we have finished this revision of Martes de Prueba number 4 for 9th grade. Thank you very much for paying attention. Please remember to click like and leave your comments in the video. Thank you very much. See you in the future.